This video is brought to you by Miniature Market. Thousands of board games, miniatures, and paints, discount prices at miniaturemarket.com.
Hey everybody, it's your old pal Rob. Today we are going to be looking at a company that I really like, okay? I am a huge set a watch fan, and everything that they do always caught me by surprise. I remember being at Gen Con with Aldi, and we were walking around, and him, myself, and Keith Collins, as a matter of fact, had saw this game, Set a Watch. And we were lucky enough to get one of the last copies. Well, we went back to the BGG Games room that evening, and we played this game, and I've never looked back. It is such a fantastic game, and everything that they did, I started following it and picking up and playing. Well, they just are coming out with something that is really good, and I really suggest it because it kind of caught me off guard that our friends at Rock Manor Games would do a pirate game. And I went, oh, pirate game. Sea Monster Edition. Well, I'm definitely going to have to check this out. Well, I did. And let's go down to the table and check this out. And then I'll come back and give you my final thoughts. Okay, I'm going to do my best to explain as much of this as I can. You are going to be in control of a ship, and your ship is going to be controlled with this dashboard, okay? This here is going to collect how many sails you get. You start the game with one sail. Over here are cannonballs, which really nice quality. It has cutouts so you can put the cannonballs in. And then you're going to pick a character. Like right now, I'm the Pirate Queen, okay? You are going to get a starting deck, and that starting deck is going to give you, you're going to get 2 ability cards for that particular character that you play, and the character has certain things. This is going to be mixed into your starting deck that you're going to start with. Now there are a couple upgrade cards here that you're going to have to pay for, but we'll explain that later, and these are going to sit off to the side. These here are damage cards. This is how the game's going to end. Depending on how many players you have 10 plus a certain amount per player, and as things happen and when you get hit and stuff like that, well, you are going to take these and they are going to be cycled into your deck, and at the end of the game you are going to minus the infamy that you're going to get. Winning the game is having the most infamy at the end of the game. So you're going to be measuring that infamy up on the top here with this little chart, and as things happen you are going to gain infamy. You're going to shuffle these cards together and you are going to draw 4 cards. That's how your turn is going to start. You are going to pay to play these cards, okay? Because you're going to be playing these cards. But first, before we get too crazy, let's talk about each and every phase, okay? Because this is where this game really gets interesting, where you kind of build a deck, okay, but also what you're going to be doing is kind of a work replacement type of thing. The starting player is going to get this really cool starting player token, and that's going to determine that. Before you even go into the island phase, which is the first, you're going to have these tokens here, and you're going to place them according, as you can see, there are dice here, and that's how you're going to set up the board depending on what you have here. You have wind, you have shipwrecks, all that's going to be determined. You're going to take the white die and then the black die, and then you're going to meet in the middle, and for instance there, that is where wreckage is going to be. Now wreckage isn't what you think. It's not going to cause you any problem, but there's hidden treasure under there, so you're going to want to try to capture that. So as this begins, what's going to happen is you're going to shuffle up your deck, get everything all set, you're going to draw your cards, and then your island phase is going to begin. You're going to be given these skiffs, and you're going to go to certain parts of the island, and as you can see, this is for 3 players only, so you cannot use that more than once. But if I wanted to go to blacksmith, well, I would get the resources there, which are 2 more cannonballs, because I'm going to want to spend those later on if I want to do certain things or buy things from the market. You can also take a skiff, and you have these cards laid out that are going to help build up your deck okay, and help you. And you're going to see these certain things. You're going to lay 5 of them out. I didn't lay 5, of course, because, well, we're just going to, well, we'll put 5 here because I had some cards in the way. You can pick a card and determine, okay, I want that card. But at the end of the round, if you don't, you are not obligated to take that card. Anybody that does not have anything on here, you can discard these and redraw. These little skull markers are infamy. So as you add these to your deck, and at the end of the game, you're going to count that up, and you're going to push this marker. Remember, the winner is the one with the highest infamy. Okay? You can also come over to a workshop and activate one of your abilities. As long as you pay the cost, boom, you're going to turn that card over, and as you can see, that has 3 infamy, but it's also going to give you an ability. Up top here, we have flags, okay? They are going to do different things. If you put a skiff there and you claim one of the flags, for instance, this flag here, you immediately, at any point, you can take another turn, okay? So you can take your turn and then, hey, I'm gonna take another turn. And, you know, place another skiff or play another card during a sea phase. We'll talk about sea phase in a minute. Here you would gain any additional resource for that you may need. You may need coins, you may need cannonballs, or you want to increase your sales. Over here, you can draw a card from your deck to your hand. So you'll grab this and grab a card. This will help you scrap a card. If there's a card in there that isn't worth much, but you feel that you can do better to draw this certain card that's going to help you out, then you're off and running, folks. Okay? Now, after you play the island phase, you're going to move to the sea phase, okay? And after you do place all your skiffs and you recall your skiffs and you get all your resources in, you are going to play 1 card from your hand. You could play a card and you don't have to move it, but you can pass. Now, for instance here, if we had this guy right here, okay, we decided to play this card, it would cost us 1 sale. Okay, perfect. This would go into our discard pile, and then we would draw 4 cards at the beginning of the next phase. We play this card here, okay? And for instance, and the only reason I'm laying these down is so you can see them on camera, but normally they are moving this way. You cannot move diagonally, but you can move orthogonally. So it says perform maneuver. So I'm going to move and I may smash into that guy. If I hit into that guy, that is going to gain me infamy. And it's going to cause that person to take damage and take one of these cards, of course, which is going to be not good against them. There are shooting cards, okay, that you're going to want to use your cannonballs because they'll give you a range. This has a range of 3. You can shoot from anywhere on the side. Oh, he's within range. If I hit him from behind, I will do 2 infamy. If I hit him from behind, I will do 3 infamy. Okay? Moving around, if I stop here and claim a wreckage, well, there's a little secret thing here, and you don't want anybody to know it, but you're going to want to spend these as you go. But you don't tell the person that you have, and then that you have that, and then to replace that, you would roll. And as you can see, whatever you get, you would take another token and put that out because there's always 2 at one time. You can only hold 1 of these in your cargo at a time. The next thing you know, if you ever move or get pushed into a rock, that is going to cause damage. A whirlpool. If you go on a whirlpool, depending on which way it is going to turn you 90 degrees. Okay, so you may want to land on that if you want to get a free turn. You can pay additional sales if you have them to move additional to what is in your card. You can pay and turn. If you ever land on a wind, wherever that is blowing to is where you're going to end up. So if we ended our movement here, we would come down, which would put us in perfect position to hit this ship from behind. If we move through it, it does not affect us, especially if we end right there. You're going to keep on doing this until all of the preset damage cards are gone. Once they are gone, that is the end of the game, and you are going to total up points to see who has the most infamy. You're going to be using all the symbols that you've gained, and counting everything up, and of course all the damage and all the pirating and pillaging that you've done throughout the entire area here. There are all kinds of different little things on these islands that you can stop during your island phase. You know, one of the things I didn't talk about, you can get rid of 2 cards that you may not feel work right with that particular ship. Each character has a different type of power and different type of feel to them. So it's really very, very unique in the sense that you have so many different things. You have a merchant, okay? And let me just come down here and show you some of the people that you can play as. The rebel, the admiral, the merchant, as I said, the corsair, the treasure seeker, okay? And each ship has its own unique deck that you are going to build from. The other thing that you can use these flags for is once you purchase one of these cards, on the bottom here, if you have that particular flag, it's going to give you a different type of it's going to give you an ability. Like I said, you can, if you have this card and you have this here and it matches up with the flag, boom, you are going to be able to take another turn immediately. So they don't know when you're going to play it because they don't know what you have in your card. And so along with the other cards here as well. Like I said, the game ends at the end of the sea phase when the damage cards have run out. You're going to total everything up, and the victor is that. This also comes with a very, very good solo and co-op mode. And in the solo mode, what you're going to be going up against is ghost ships. And they're going to have certain things that they are going to do during the island and the sea phase. And it works very, very well. You know, one thing about Rock Manor, they make very solid, tight, ruled games that just work perfectly. This edition is the Sea Monster edition, and it comes with the Sea Monster expansion, where you're going to be able to play as the Kraken, okay, the Serpent, the Sharks, okay, and you've got all these sharks that will replace certain things. Maybe there won't be an island here, and for instance, the Kraken will take up where an island is, and you're going to try to take out the Kraken and all its particular tentacles. And as you take those out, you are going to gain infamy once again, hopefully taking out this horrible sea creature. Then there's a serpent, which is really cool looking, okay? And as you can see, there are multi-parts to the serpent and all the problems that he will cause with his rules. And then, of course, you know, whenever you go swimming, there are sharks all over the place, okay? And you could play with these and add to this game to add another level, especially when you're playing solo or co-op. They become nothing but nuisances and problems, but also can help you when you need points. So very, 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 very unique and very, very, very fun, exciting, and just thrilling game at seas that is just kept nice and tight here in this little area. And you would look at it and go, oh, well, okay. But when you start playing this, you feel the theme, you feel everything that they do with this, and this is a masterpiece for sure, which I'm sure to tell you more about when we go up top. So without further ado, let's get up to the top there and get on out of here. Now, one thing I really didn't push hard is the mode that I play this in the most, which a lot of pirate games, there's no way that you can play them single player. Okay, I'm telling you right now, this is fantastic solo mode. It has its own deck, and as you're playing, you're going to discard cards. And I said, oh well, you're going to discard a card and do the movement on it. It's going to move someplace that isn't going to count. Oh, no. When you see the rundown of this card and how it works perfectly. It really does. And the solo mode is hard. And I love that. it comes with this great little captain's log, which I didn't show you guys. I wanted to show you on the other side. And you're gonna, how many times have you sailed? Who have you sailed as? And you can keep your score and try to outdo yourself, which I absolutely love. This is unbelievable. It's probably one of my favorite pirate games that I've played, because I can get immersed in it. And I looked at it, and like I said during the video, is you look at it and you go, okay, all right, let's see what's going on here. And then you get going and taking your skiffs and trying to grab whatever resources that you can to prepare yourself for a sea phase that can go any way. And most of the time goes the wrong way, especially against the AI. Sebastian and Peter have done a fantastic job, and Mike, being as brilliant as he is, picking up this game and just getting this made. This is just unbelievable, and all I can say is this is a must-have. Seas of Havoc. I highly recommend it. I'm loving it, and this is one that stays in Rob's collection for good. Until next time, it is your old pal Rob saying we'll see you soon. Go check this out from Rock Manor Games. Another glorious game by them. We'll see you soon, everybody.